Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make chia seeds pudding. These pudding are delightful and yet very light because we are only using chia seeds and milk and not any sort of fat or thickening agent. You are going to see this recipe is very fast to make. I'm actually going to make 3 recipes today using the same base recipe that I'm going to transform. First of all, we are going to make some amazing peanut butter Banoffee chia seed pudding, so it's going to be very intense. Second of all, we are going to make some matcha and raspberry pudding. And finally, I'm going to make a decadent chocolate pudding. So today I'm going to make some vegan puddings and I'm going to use some vegetable milks. I'm going to use almond, for example, but also coconut, and you can use whatever type you want. And so for the Banoffee pudding, I'm going to use some almond milk. Then I'm going to mix with some peanut butter and I'm going to put it on my stove and just let the peanut butter melt in the milk. It's going to take about 5 minutes. So once the peanut butter is fully dissolved in the milk, I'm going to let it aside and let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. So once my milk is more or less at room temperature, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients and I'm going to use maple syrup as my sweetening agent. And then I'm also going to add, of course, the chia seeds. I'm going to mix that well, and now I'm going to let it rest in the fridge for about 2 hours in a closed container until I have the perfect consistency. It's going to be very thick and delicious. So now it is time to assemble our first pudding, and I'm going to use some caramel that I'm going to put at the bottom of my glasses. Then I'm going to add some crushed biscuits. I'm using Digestive biscuits today, but you can definitely use some graham crackers or speculoos as you want. And then I'm going to add some slices of bananas and finally my pudding. To decorate my puddings, I'm going to add some slices of banana once again, and also I'm going to add some crushed biscuits as well as my caramel just to remind the flavors. So our first recipe is done, so I'm going to take care of my matcha pudding. And first of all, I'm going to use some coconut milk that I'm going to mix with maple syrup. And then I'm going to add my matcha powder until I have the perfect consistency, taste and color. Great, now I'm going to add the seeds, and once again I'm going to let it rest in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours or until I have the perfect consistency. Once again, it is time to assemble our puddings, and I'm going to add some chocolate chips, and I'm using white chocolate chips in my recipe today. It goes really well with matcha flavor, and I'm going to add them really finely just to make sure that we don't have huge pieces of chocolate in there. I'm going to mix that well, and as you can see, the texture is so satisfying. And then I'm going to assemble in my glasses. Today I'm using fresh raspberries, as you can see, but you can definitely use any type of fruit you like. Mango, for example, would be delicious as well. I'm decorating my glasses with more raspberries and of course some white chocolate just to remind the flavors once again. Now it is time for the last recipe in this video, and it is the chocolate flavored pudding. I'm going to use so much chocolate in there, it's going to be delicious. And I'm going to first of all, once again, mix my liquid ingredients, and I'm going to use some coconut milk. I'm going to add some maple syrup as well as my cocoa powder. I'm using 100% cocoa powder, and I'm going to mix that well. Now it's time to mix in the seeds and once again let it rest in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours. Just to make things a bit more decadent and a bit more interesting in flavor and texture, I'm going to add some chocolate chips in my pudding, mix that well, and then we can assemble the glasses. Decorate your puddings however you want, but I'm going to use my chocolate chips just to remind that there is actually chocolate chips in there, and also I'm going to add some white chocolate. So as you can see, it was very easy to make these chia seeds pudding. The flavors are on point and very different from one another and very easy to make. You can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box down below, as well as the social media where to follow me, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat. Please subscribe to this channel, it really means a lot and it helps me grow on YouTube in this new year. And also like this video if you actually liked the recipes, and I will see you very soon for another amazing recipe. Bye!